A lot of moving parts. I mean, obviously, the moving parts are specifically more problematic for PSG because they have two components. They have the outing of one manager and what goes with that, and the introduction of another. If they can get, they have a manager. United have the problem. PSG don't have a problem. They're going to have a problem made for them by Manchester United's desire. You know, United, are arguably one of the biggest clubs in the world. And whilst people pontificate and prevaricate about what the competency level is in their boardroom, Ed Woodward or Richard Arnold or whoever it is, these are people aren't morons, right? They didn't get to be in the positions that they're in because they can't make decisions. They made a decision. It was the wrong decision. They thought that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was going to be able to carry them to a certain part or a certain direction, and they've tried to stay with it and tried to stay with it. So that's not indecisive. That's the wrong decision. Now, the component for Man United is if you want to fix this and you believe that Pochettino is your man, then fix it. Because he's not beyond the gift of man to be able to make... I'm not in the camp that he is, and I worry for Man United insofar as I care that much about what happens at Man United because I'm a Palace fan. But when I hear people like Julian Laurent talk about projects, Manchester United has been a project for 3 years for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Is Chelsea a project for Thomas Tuchel, or did he come straight out of the gate and win them the Champions League?
Yeah, exactly.
You've got to get these guys in and not understand that they've got the luxury of time to build. They've got the component parts there. If they really are the top draw people that we say that they are, and their salary suggests that they will be, then Pochettino doesn't get the luxury of not building now and getting instantaneous gratification. He comes through the door. And I think United have got to make, if they've made a decision, if what we're ruminating on, and we're surmising, right, but let's say that United have made a decision,
right,
then effective leadership goes, that is the decision, that's where we're going to go, execute. That's the next part of it. Execution. Everyone can talk and flap their gums and talk about solutions. It's about execution, and it's not difficult to execute. And part of that has to be Pochettino. Pochettino probably has to set himself on fire with PSG, metaphorically, by saying, I want to go.
Yeah.
I want to go.
Yeah.
So that all the parts come together. And actually, if he wants to come to Man United, you want him to say to PSG he wants to go.
Yeah.
You want him to have the balls to stand up for himself and be a leader. Because whilst that's not the most loyal of management, and I don't advocate it because he took a job and he's done nothing but complain about it from what I can see.
Yeah.
All I can hear from Pochettino is he doesn't like Paris. He hasn't liked it. There's been rumours about him wanting to leave Paris for a significant period of time. He didn't have to take that job.
No.
He could have waited. But the bottom line is if United have settled upon Pochettino, and if that is the route they go, or if that's the route they've decided they go, then get on with it.
Yes.
You're the biggest club, arguably, economically, in the world. Act like it.
Listen, it wouldn't freak you out to be involved in any kind of compensation type negotiation like this, would it?
It's all relative, isn't it?
Is it tough, Simon? Is it hard to pull off?
I mean, football's the same wherever you go. It's just the levels. You know, it's equally important to the Accrington Stanley fans what compensation they pay for their manager as it is to the Manchester United fans, because by definition each one's got its own level. So football's the same across the board. It's just levels of finance and who you're dealing with. United don't have a problem. If they can pay £75 million for a footballer, if their share price can go up $400 million, they can pay £10 million.
They can do it.
They can pay £10, $15 million. They might not want to, but they can, because the bigger picture prevails. If they believe that Pochettino is the man, then and it needs to be dealt with now, then do it now and move the bloody thing along.
And we hear that Woodward's going to delay his departure from Manchester United. If he pulled this off, this would be his final hurrah. This would be like, all right, that's it from me, goodbye.
Because at the end of the day, what everyone's conscious of is that we've already heard, don't forget that he wants to come back as a consultant, is likely to come back as a consultant. They've already feathered that particular nest. Wouldn't that be a much more well received, insofar it's going to alter the Glazers' opinion, but a much popular situation if he goes out as executive vice chairman, having appointed Pochettino, and then comes back through the door 5 minutes later as a highly paid consultant.
Sure. How long we got, Lou? We got about a minute, haven't we? I'm being pushed to ask you. I'm going to ask you. I'm not going to duck this. It's everywhere this morning. Steve Bruce. Surely he'd be a better option, or would he, than Michael Carrick for the time being? So I'm gonna ask you. And we know him. Both of us know him. Of course we do. Where's this going to go? Is there? Can you see this happening in any way, shape, or form?
No,
that he could go in there.
If that's a question, if that's an answer,
on an interim basis,
if that's an answer, it's a badly put question. Because whilst I can understand that if you're comparing what Steve can do compared to Michael Carrick, yes, but Manchester United should be looking at a bigger solution than, with all due respect, Steve. Steve has just come out of Newcastle. He probably needs to recharge his battery. Does he know the landscape? Yes. You could make the argument for Mark Hughes, couldn't you? You could make the argument for a variety of different people. You could make the argument for bloody Brian Robson if you wanted to, because they'll go in there and they'll toe the Man United line. What you need to do is be big boys and operate like an elite football club operates, which is Either make a decision and go and get a very high-profile interim manager that's going to fix the problem for the next 7 months and hold it in place for the guy that you really want, or go and get the guy that you really want. And if that's what you really want, you've made that decision. The hardest thing in football is to make a decision. Once you've made that decision, if Pochettino's the man you want, get him.
Yeah.
Go get him. Which
many United fans are now saying that's the way to go. Warren Smithson is one. Just been listening to you guys on talkSPORT. You had your European expert on. Yep, Julian was on. He said that the United job is Poch's dream job. He wants out of Paris and there's no clause in his contract. So go get him now.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Thursday morning, 10 till 1. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.